What brings you here? Right. And what year was the HoloNet created? Excellent. Just had to make sure you were the right one. Hi, I'm Storyscape, and I'm gonna get you set up with our matchmaking service here today. Excellent. Now, as you know, all of your answers are confidential, so they will not be shared with anyone else, besides our signature and slightly illegal algorithm. Wonderful. Are you prepared to answer all questions honestly? Excellent. All right. So to start, can you just link with me? That way we make sure we're talking securely. Excellent. Can you start by saying your name? Yes, we do need your full legal name. I know you might be hesitant to give that out, but it is necessary in finding you a suitable partner. Okay, and what is your full HoloNet ID? Okay, and can you tell me about your relationship goals? Okay, excellent. And are you open to a long-distance relationship with virtual reality meetups? Okay, some people are funny about that, so that's why we make sure that it is alright. It certainly widens your pool of options. Okay, now we're getting to more of the meatier questions. Would you consider yourself introverted or extroverted? Okay. And what are your hobbies? Wow, very interesting. You don't hear about that too much these days. Okay. And would you describe yourself as a more driven person or someone who is more content with where they're at currently? Okay. Okay. And do you enjoy going to big parties? What is your current position? Okay, so lots of computer skills there. Computer security, interesting. Okay, and is your current position legal or under the table? Yes, we do need to know this information. Okay. How important is honesty in any of your relationships? Okay. If you could live in one HoloNet reality, which one would it be and why? Ooh, excellent choice. That's one of my favorites as well. Okay. Yeah, great reasoning. Okay, which of the following statements do you most align with? Every man for himself, sharing is caring, or family above everything? Okay. No, we don't want you to explain that one. What is the most daring thing you've ever done? Wow. Okay. No, that's quite impressive. How do you handle failure? I realize that does sound like a job interview question, but it's actually very important when considering a future partner. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, most people don't like failure, but it is an important part of life. Can you tell me about a time that you did fail? Hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. Do you have any cyber enhancements? Okay. Yeah, and what does that one do? Ah, I see. Okay, just making a note of that here. What is your proudest accomplishment? Wow, okay, that is very impressive. Okay, this next one is a bit of a fun one, but it also is very important. What conspiracy theories do you believe in? Oh wow, that's very interesting. Why particularly do you believe in that one? Right, I'm sure you could put together an entire HoloNet presentation, but let's stick to the short version here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Okay, next question. Do you believe that artificial intelligence should be regulated? How so? Okay. Okay, what obligation do you believe you have to your city? Okay, I see. Noted. What is your ideal date? Okay. Hopefully we can put that one together for you. In your eyes, is virtual reality a substitute for reality? Interesting. Okay. What do you value in a romantic relationship? Okay. How would you feel about your partner hacking into your HoloNet account? for what purpose? I suppose that does make a difference. Let's say they have a good surprise for you. And lastly, how do you define success? Okay, so those are all of the personal questions. Now I have something that is a little bit more of what you're looking for. So describe who you think your ideal partner would be. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Okay, yeah. Do you prefer that your partner be taller or shorter than you? Okay, I know that's a bit superficial, but we do still like to look at that if we can. All right, and is it important for you that your partner share your same hobbies with you? Okay. Okay, I'm making a note of that in your file now. All right, those are all of the questions that I have for you today. We will take these notes and put them into our artificial intelligence algorithm, and it will come up with potential matches within our system. And how will you be paying for this today? Fantastic. If you could just tap right here. Fantastic. It looks like the funds are transferring over to our accounts. Please remember to keep this confidential, as we don't want your information getting out, and we also don't want our information getting out. Yes, thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful evening. Bye. Welcome to the Wish Star Satellite 5. I'm Agent Story. How may I help you today? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat that? Why, yes. You were beamed up here because you made a wish at approximately 11:14 p.m. Yes, we are the satellite that grants wishes for humans on the planet that you call Earth. Exactly. Today we are going to be filling out your wish application, and I am the agent that has been assigned to your case. Yes. Now, I just need to get a little bit of information from you, starting with your full legal name. Yes, the name that has been registered with your government. We do have access to those files. Amazing. Can you spell that for me? Thank you. And what is your date of birth? Okay. And
What is your marital status? And can you recall any other wishes being granted? This conversation will be erased from your memory, so you will not remember ever being on Satellite 5 before. No? This is your first wish. Well, welcome. We are very excited to have you here. I am the agent in charge of ensuring that your wish is granted. So now that we have that base information, I'm just going to give you your wish ID. Your wish ID is 1399287. Wonderful. Like I said, this conversation will not remain in your memory, so that probably means nothing to you, but legally I do have to ensure that you have it. Wonderful. Now, moving on, we are going to discuss the details of your wish. There are a few ground rules. We are not legally allowed to touch any endangered species on your planet. Those are the only rules. Yes, technically, if you do ask us to take someone out, we are legally obligated to oblige. Right, of course, you would never ask us to do that. However, we are legally obligated to serve your planet and grant your wishes to the best of our ability. Wonderful. So, what were you wishing for when you wished upon that star, or Satellite 5? Okay. Wonderful. Now, a few further details. First, what is the timeline that you were thinking for this wish being granted? Okay. And secondly, I just want to double check, have you thought through the legal ramifications? No? And secondly, have you thought through the ramifications that this change might have on your personal life, your life in general? Okay. Wow, you've really thought this through. That's wonderful to hear. Okay, let's see. Now, I do just need to take a quick bio scan of you. It's part of our regular procedure. So just stand still for a moment. I'm going to calibrate my system. Okay. Stand still and look at me. Wonderful. Okay, those results are coming through. Fantastic. Your vital signs a tad bit elevated, but that's expected, being beamed up to a spaceship that you didn't know existed. Let's just look at this. Alright. That's interesting. is one slight anomaly actually in your DNA, which is really interesting. Normally we don't see that in humans. Okay. Right, I just ask this because we do have to calibrate the memory wipe. It is a very precise procedure. So, let me just calibrate to work around that anomaly. Huh. That's interesting. You're coming up as related to someone else who works here on Satellite 5. Are you sure that you have no knowledge of this place? I see. Okay, let me just go over your wish once more. I just have to make sure that nothing is going to be interfered. Right? Let's see. Okay, so you are wishing for a promotion at work. I see, and you would like to replace your boss, is that it? Okay, can you remind me of where you work again? Okay. Oh, and you would like to add something. Right. Can you tell me what that is? Okay. Okay, let me just see. Okay. Right. Something is not adding up here. Shh. Okay, I see that your vitals are elevated even more now. Can you tell me what you're feeling? Okay, just try to take a couple of deep breaths. Everything is totally alright, I assure you. Your wish will be granted. It is our legal obligation to serve you. Okay. Remember, you will have no memory of this conversation, so anything here is totally confidential, even from you. Yes, of course. Right. Can you tell me what it is you currently do at your job? Okay. Alright, and what does your boss do? And what sort of pay rise were you expecting? Alright, that is quite a pay raise. Yes. Well, congratulations are in order. As the agent assigned, I will ensure it happens by any means necessary. Yes, of course. Now, just stand here and look at me while I wipe your memory of this conversation. You wish to remember it? I'm sorry, unfortunately, only one wish can be granted per session. Right, this ensures our safety as well as yours. This is a strictly top secret organization. Yes, hardly anyone knows of our existence in the entire intergalactic Federation. Why yes, of course there is an intergalactic federation. Did you think that you were the only ones in the entire universe? Of course you did. We do work very hard to keep Earth in the dark about the goings-on of the entire galaxy and universe. I'm sorry I cannot grant that request. You will have to make another wish. Right, everything is in order. Be sure to look right here for me, and I will do the procedure. Memory wipe commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you looking at me? Good. I never thought you'd make it. What took you so long? I see. Welcome to the Pirate's Den, the dark part of Warcross. First time. Don't worry. I've made sure both of our identities are securely hidden. Only the two of us can see each other, and even then, our avatars are scrambled. Randomly generated usernames every few seconds. Firewalls. No one can hack into our information. We're about as safe as we can be within the game. Our information is protected. You'd be surprised how many people make the mistake of coming here without properly protected information. And that's what really makes the world go round these days. Information, that is. So, what'd you summon me here for? You need me to find the player. Is that right? Tell me, what level are you? Why would you lie about that? Don't look at me like that. I was the one who protected your information. So of course, with the click of a few buttons, I can check and see if you're lying to me. Well, well, what do you know? Looks like there's a game about to start, but we have business to discuss now, don't we? Here's my rate. I get half up front. No refunds. And there may be extra charges along the way, depending on how the mission goes. Tell me more about this player that you want me to find. What's her level? That seems quite low. Why do you want her? You can tell me. If I am to properly find her, I need to know why you need her so badly. Interesting. You are trying to take down the game. You're trying to take down Warcross. And why is that? Huh. Interesting. Yes, I will help. But I do need to increase my price. No, I don't scare off that easily. I'm the best of the best bounty hunters. I can find your girl. Now, tell me as much as you know about the girl I want to find. What's her name? You don't know. Randomly generated usernames. Just like us. Smart. No, I didn't say that. I can still do it. I may just need to lay down the right kind of enticing trap. Well, what do you know? All right then. Do you know her location? You think she's actually in the Warcross games? Now that'd be quite something. Well, just think about it. I know, right? Hiding there out in public like that. It's quite something. Look, I want to take down Warcross just as much as you do. No, not enough to lower my rate. My rate is final. I don't have room to budge. In fact, just for asking that, I might have to make it higher. What do you say to that? No. I don't want to hear it. If you want my skills, you have to play by my rules. You're a Warcross player. You should understand rules very well. Interesting. Tell me more about that. Now's not the time to hesitate. I think I need to know. But alas, you need me. I can do that. No, that part won't cost you any more. Don't worry. I've got this. You're talking to the best bounty hunter, hacker in the entire world. Maybe I'll just have to do that. Did you go to the opening ceremony? Well, if you want to take down the gates this badly, you should probably know a thing or two about it. Someone caused quite the stir. Exactly. Someone unexpected found a way to break into the game. Of course it's possible. A few well-placed, well-timed, well-executed keystrokes. And just maybe you're in. Or maybe something went a little bit too wrong. I'm too low profile for that. You won't see me do something so grandiose. It would kind of blow my cover, if you know what I mean. Exactly. This is the last time you'll hear from me, until I have the job done. Stay here for a few minutes. Even though no one knows who we are, and they can't see our faces, I don't want anyone getting suspicious. Even way down here in the pirate's den, the slightly, very illegal part that the company who invented Warcross probably doesn't know that much about. You don't contact me, I'll contact you. I have all your information, right? Maybe you should be scared. Stay here. A few minutes. But don't stay too long. The randomly generated usernames just might run out. Where are you headed? Can do. What brings you to that part of the city? Right. Alright, well, you should be there in about 10 minutes. Can't go any faster, sorry. Gotta obey the rules and all that. You don't care about the rules? You do know what happens if you break them, right? I'm not saying anything. But I'll listen. We taxi drivers follow a sort of code, you know. Honestly, Secrets are more valuable than credits these days. Yeah, suppose so. Wow, you came far. And all for a cyber chip? Black market, isn't it? Not yet rolled out. You know they're using those things to control you, right? Of course, that's why you go to the black market. Okay, I'll back off. But what's said in here stays in here. Unless the price is right. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen him before. What, you a secret enforcer or something? An old friend. You know that's the oldest trick in the book. But maybe I could be persuaded. You got about 9 minutes to do so. No, that's not gonna cut it. Extortion? Me? Never. Now you're talking. Alright, maybe I have seen him. Only he looked a little bit different there. Different color hair, different cut, different face slightly. I know, new faces are easy to get these days, if you know who to see. And I'm not saying I do know who to see. He went to the same place you're going. Now, I'm not telling you what he said. I do still have some sort of code. That is a pretty high price. Okay. He went to go get a new cybernetic arm. No, he didn't say what. It had a special tool. Something only one guy could do. It maybe could break through force fields, but you didn't hear that from me. You didn't hear any of this from me. Right. Sure. Now, he didn't say what he was going to do with it. And that you can't even pay me for, because I don't even know. Well, you looking to do the same thing? You're a fan, right? And what has he done to make him so famous? Interesting. I've never heard of him till you came in here. And that's on the code. Yes. my code. Okay. No need to get excited. So what's this cyber chip of yours gonna do? Interesting. Didn't know they could do that. The more you know. No, I won't tell anyone where you went. Me? A rebel? You've gotta be kidding me. Look, I don't know. Me? No, I don't have any enhancements. Don't trust them. All it takes is a few good keystrokes, and you're out of control. It's a little too much risk for me. Yeah, but if you're hacked, how are you gonna hack yourself out of it? Look, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I wouldn't trust it, especially off the black market. Well, actually, more so from the government. I just don't trust them at all. But it'll help you control that arm, right? So, you want to hack that guy's arm, use it for yourself, break a few force fields, get out of the city. Oh, I just put that together on my own. Right, 'cause he's an old friend of yours. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you say so. Mm-hmm. Sure. Oh, I got secrets, but I'm not gonna share them. That's not how this works. Okay. Fine. I wouldn't go to her, though. Let's just say, her lips don't always stay sealed. She might blab about it to the wrong people. Something tells me that you don't want the enforcers finding out about this. All right. Yep, we're gonna be there soon. Don't worry, you won't miss your appointment. Do they do appointments on the black market? All right. This is your stop. I've heard. It's in that back alley over there. Just a few streets over. No, I don't think I'm gonna take this car in that close. Good luck. Welcome to Area 51. Shh, shh. Please remain calm. What aversion do you have to the place? Forgive me, but what you think about Area 51 and what it actually is are two very different things. I see. Unfortunately, the question that you're asking is classified. Am I human? Of course I am human. Why do you ask that? Do I not sound human? You are here because you have been selected to be part of an elite group of individuals. Right. That's cute. You think that? Yes, of course. Now, may I carry out my examination? Okay. Let me try that again. May I carry out my examination? What opposition do you have? Okay, you wish to know more about the program. Excellent. While most of the program is classified, I can assure you that you have been carefully selected out of millions of people to undergo certain procedures to make you, well, unique. Of course, everyone is unique in their own way, but I mean gain unique abilities. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Unique abilities. You've been chosen to become an asset to our nation. You don't seem happy about this prospect. May I inquire further? Interesting. Well, as you have been selected, there is no changing your mind. Right, of course. Well, as you have been selected, it is your duty as a citizen to complete these tasks and become an asset to our government. Now, may I proceed? I promise it will be mostly painless. Yes, mostly. All right. If you have any further questions, let me know, and if I'm permitted, I will oblige. Yes, of course. Now, just let me... Okay. Awesome, fantastic. Could you just tilt your head for me? Let me see, I am... Okay, let's see. Okay, turn your head the other way, just like that. Yeah. Now just a tiny bit. Okay, let's see. Oh. Okay, let me check your vitals on my machine. Everything's looking in order. You're healthy and ready to go into the pod. Yes, the pod. That is where the procedure will take place. Yes, like I said, mostly painless. What's it going to do to you? Well, unfortunately, that is classified. However, the procedure is 99.7% safe. Yes, we do allow for a small margin of error. However, we have seen fantastic results. Yes. What will you be doing with your new abilities? Well, that's another classified answer. However, this is Area 51, and I am fairly certain that you can catch context clues to answer that one yourself. Yes, the procedure will only take a few moments. I will be here the entire time, making notes on my report. Yes, I thank you for your service to our country. You won't regret your decision. Right, it wasn't your decision. However, the decision was made in everyone's best interest, so rest assured. Fantastic. Your cooperation is much appreciated. Now, let's just make sure that everything's in order. Okay. Now, let me just fix this. Place this up there. Okay. We are almost ready. I see your heart rate has spiked. Nerves. Right. Of course, it is still within our margin of error, so it shouldn't be an issue. Fantastic. Let me just make sure everything is in order for you. Place this here. Okay, let's just see how this is gonna go. Awesome. All right. Are you ready? No. You are too funny. All right. And let's begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations. The transformation has been successful. Please, could you move your fingers just a little bit? I want to see how that's working. Fantastic. Okay, wiggle your toes. We wouldn't want you to have lost feeling there now, would we? Fantastic. Everything seems to be in order with your vitals. Fantastic. Congratulations. You will be a vital asset to our government. Now, someone else is going to come in, have you sign an extensive NDA. Yes, of course, we wouldn't want you spilling any of our secrets. And then we'll send you in for a debrief, a brief, and a few more debriefs and briefs to prepare you for the next stage of your mission. Thank you, Asset 788982513. Your service is much appreciated.